Welcome back, viewers. In today's video, I am going to explain all those functions which you need for a data analysis, or all those functions which are needed for calculation in Microsoft Excel from basic to advanced, like the sum, count, average, maximum, minimum, if, the use of if statements, the use of if statement with and or, SUMIF, COUNTIF, average, if formula, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index, match, filter, sort, transpose, concatenate, and all these functions if you know, so you won't have any problem while using Microsoft Excel, either for data analysis or any other calculation. I have also uploaded lots of video on my channel about pivot table, tables and slicers, conditional formatting. So you can visit my channel and you will find there lots of video tutorial on Microsoft Excel, and you can benefit from them. You can see there a detailed series on Microsoft Access also if you are interested to learn about Microsoft Access from basic to advanced level. All these video tutorial on Microsoft Excel is also available. There are video tutorial on PowerPoint, so you can watch them also. There are tutorial on how to collect data online, like using Google Form or KOBO, Microsoft Office form, so you can benefit from them. At the end of this video, I have given a detailed visit of the channel also. You can watch that also. Let's start simply to learn about these functions which we mostly need for calculation or analysis of data in Microsoft Excel. Usually we have a database in a separate sheet and then the analysis we do in a separate sheet, but I am doing it in the same sheet with this small table. It would be a lengthy one, not this one, but I am just using it to show you both the data and the analysis techniques that you can use. Some is simple, some is simply sum, small bracket and range the data. Where is the data? For example, if you want a sum of this column, so just range it with mouse or click here and press Ctrl Shift arrow down. So the column will be selected, close the bracket and enter. And here you are with the sum. Now if you need average, average is basically the mean of this column. So for that, simply here we used some formula. So here I will use average, small bracket and range the same column, close the bracket, and here you are. So the total of this column is 5575, while the average in this column is 619. Count, you just need to use count, small bracket, range the same column, whichever column you want to count, close the bracket. Here you see 9. 9, it means there are 9 rows, 9 cells which contains information. If there is a blank cell, it would not count that. You see, it is 8 now. Count is used to count the column where we have digits, while count A is used to count anything that is available in a cell, whether that is text or whether that is digit. So for that we use count A. For example, count A, small bracket. If I use it here, so it will give me the same result. Now if in one cell I type a text, so you see the count one is 8 now because there is one cell which does not contain digits, while the count A is still 9 because it count everything that is available in the cell. Now maximum and minimum. What is maximum and minimum function? Maximum will obtain the maximum number from these cells and minimum will obtain the minimum number of these cells. So for that, max, small bracket, just range the same data. Here you see 850. It shows that 850 is the maximum number in these cells, and this one is the maximum number. Now if you want a minimum number, so use the same method, minimum, just type min and range the data. So here you see the minimum number. The minimum number is this one, the maximum number. So these are the simple functions that you sometimes need. And for multiplication and division, simply if you want multiplication, so for example, if we have this digit here and that digit here, we want to multiply is equal to, range this one, use this asterisk sign, then range the next one, and here you are with product. If you want division, so for that, for example, we have 10 here and 5 here. So if you want to divide this by the 10, so range this, use the slash, and then arrange the next digit, and here you are with 0.5, that is the division. For percentage, the same formula we have for percentage, and here if you want the percent to be obtained from this, so just range this one divided by this one, close this in the bracket, and here use the asterisk sign for multiplication and 100. So here you have the percent formula. So product, division and percent, simple function is this. You can do it without multiplication with 100 also, but after that you will need to press this percent style, and you will see that in the percentage. So these are the basic formulas that you need. Now if you need functions a little bit advanced level, here we have sum. But if I want to sum against an item, or if you want to have a count against an item, or any data, a district, or any information, that any variable, so for that you just need to obtain first a unique list. So here you just bring it. For unique list obtaining, I have done a detailed tutorial also, but that you can do copy the whole information anywhere in your sheet, go to data. The simple technique is this one, and here you see in the data remove duplicate and OK. So you have these three items with unique. You can do it like this, or you can do it with a formula also if you have the latest version, that is unique small bracket, range your column, comma, you want it by columns or by rows. My data is in the rows, so I will use this false function and close the bracket. And here you have those three items with formula similar to this one. And this one will be dynamic. If there are any other entries here, so it will be updated automatically. If you need to sum against these items, so for that you need sum if you want count, so count if you want average, so average if. Now let's do it first with sum total. Here we will do it with count, here we will do it with average. So with total you need sum if, sum ifs small bracket. What are you going to sum? You are going to sum the quantity, range that column, then comma. You are summing against what? Against the item. So after comma, range the item column, then comma. What is the criteria? Criteria is this item, and close the bracket. So here you see we have 3641. The total sum was this one, but this one is 36 because only pencils are of this quantity. Now when you drag it below, so you will have the sum against this one and this one. But here you see we have this range and this range, and we have to lock these ranges because here you see it is ranging this column from start to end. If I copy and paste it below, so you will see the range is going down. You see, so you have to lock these two ranges so that it may not move down when you are. So for that the simple technique is either in the start when you are using this formula, so you should do it if you haven't done it at that time. So select this range first, press F4, it's locked. Then select this range and press F4, so it's locked. Do not lock this one because this is the range that you have taken for the item, and when you go down, so it should go down with the items. Now paste, and here let's take a total here also. So 5575, 5575, both are total sames, and this is the quantity of the pencil, this is the binder, this is the pin. Now if you want just a count of these items, how many times they are occurring, so for that use count if. count ifs. And now the same technique. What are you counting? You are not counting now the digits, you are counting the item. So select the column with the item. Then comma, what is the criteria? The criteria is this one. Just that. And close the bracket and enter. But here also you need to select this and press F4. When you are doing it in this, for example, if you remember to press F4, so you will have to do it like this: count ifs, small bracket, select the column, and right there press F4, so it will apply the $red, then comma, this one, close. Here you are. The number of pencil are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, this is the count. Now just drag it below, and here you will have binder are 2 and pin is only 1 time. Now you can obtain the sum of this also. Now if you want average F, so here you have to use average F, small bracket. Average of what I need in the sum, and in the average you have to range that column with digits, because here you want average or sum of that quantity. So select this one. This is average F. This is the range. Press F4, comma, criteria range. Against which? Against these items. So select the items column. Press F4. Then after comma, what is the criteria? This is the criteria. Close the bracket, and here you will see now. So the average of pencil quantity is 606, the binder is 739, and the pin is 455. To remove these decimals, you can select them, go to home, and from here you can decrease and increase the decimal. If you want them with a formula, so for that in the start you will have to use a round function, then small bracket, then at the end a comma, and how many decimal you want, just type that number. For example, if I type 0, so it means I do not want any decimal. If I type 1, so it means I want just one decimal. If I type 2, so it means I want just two decimal. Close the bracket. Here you see only two decimals are available. If I do it with 0, so you will see no decimals there, and just drag that same function below, so you can have it with this round function also. So this is SUMIF, COUNTIF, and AVERAGEIFs. Now if I want these things against item, for example maximum and minimum against items, item with maximum number, and you want item with minimum number. Now here you just do not need the digits, you need the item also. So for that the simple function here that you can use is XLOOKUP function with max formula. XLOOKUP, small bracket. What is the lookup value? The lookup value is the maximum of what? The maximum of this column. This is my lookup value. Close the bracket. Small bracket. What is the lookup array? The lookup array is this one. The same one. And then what should I return? Return array. Return array is the item. I need here the item. After that you see all these functions, these are in the square bracket, so these are not mandatory. Close the bracket and enter. Here you see you have pencil. Pencil is an item with maximum number. Now you need the quantity also against this item. So for that the same function you have to use SUMIFs, small bracket, range the column that you want to sum of, press F4, comma, what is the criteria range? The criteria range is the item, press F4, and what should it equal to be? It should be equal to this one. Close the bracket, and here you have 3641, the complete quantity of this item. Now for the minimum, the same function you can copy from here, from this address bar along with the is equal to sign, paste it here, and just replace this max with minimum. So the minimum number is also pencil, because you see, as I told you that here these items are repeating. So it's just looking up with the minimum value in each cell. It's not calculating these quantity against the items and then giving you. For that you will have to use some product function. For example, you have a dashboard and you say that whenever I select an item here, so it should give me the quantity or any other column. So VLOOKUP function is simple. VLOOKUP small bracket this item, comma, and then you go to the table, select the range all the table that up to the column from which you need the information, and then small bracket. Now here you have two columns, so it asks you for the column index. Column index, there are two columns and you want the values in the second column, so you will use first two, so second column. So you need the values from the second column, use 2 and then close the bracket. So here you will have the number. Now this number is only against the pencil, but you see, this is any number that appears before pencil. If you want that here I need the quantity of the pencil, consolidated quantity, all the quantity should be summed up and given to me here. So for that you need to use sum product. That is sum product, and then after that you will use, so for that you need sum product. Sum product, small bracket, this one, small bracket close, multiply by this one, and that should be equal to this one. And here you need these brackets. Okay, these are very important. Two brackets, and in the start also two brackets and end. So here now whichever item you select, you will see here the quantity of that item, the total summed up quantity. If you need just to show a specific thing against another item or another district or another activity, so for that you can use VLOOKUP. But if you need to sum up the quantities also, then you need this sum product, column 1, the item column, then the quantity column, and then multiply by the item column, which should be equal to this. Simple. So you can use that. Index and match are used. For example, you have, if you want that whenever I select here a specific person, so from these names, so here I should see the region and then the sales. So for that we use two function, index and match. Index and match. Let's see. For example, this is here and I want that here I should see the region. So index. What I want here? I want here the region, so I will index the region here. Now after that, come. Now here I need matching formula. So I will use match, small bracket. What is the lookup value? The lookup value is this one. What is the lookup array? Where is this name available? Name is available here. And that's it. Close the bracket and enter. So here you see Afghanistan. Now you want these sales against this person. So the same function you can use. Small bracket, index. What is the index? What is the array now? The array is now the sales. So this is the array, the sales. Comma. Now match function. Lookup value, this one, the same person. Comma. Where is this person available? Here in the names. And that's it. Close. So here you will see the sales of the person which is from this region here. Now if you want that I want the profit also, so here you can add another column for the profit and use the same function but range this column. Or if you want that here I have all these two and drop down sales and profits, so you should do it like this. then you have to use a more complex function, and which is to use this index function with, here we are just comparing it with the name, then we will have to compare it with the sales also. So we will use two match function, one match with the name and another match with the sale also. So here we can just add another match small bracket. What is the lookup value? Here the lookup value is this one now, sales, comma. Now where is this available? These columns, these are here, these two columns. So you will arrange these two columns. Now after that, this is the lookup array. Now after comma, use the exact match 0 function, and that's it. So here now you have this number. If you change it to profit, so it's the profit one. If you change it to sales, so it's the sales. Now we have this filter, sort and transpose. Now what is this filter? Now this filter function, we can use these filter functions. For example, we have a data here. You want to obtain top 3, bottom 3, etc. So you can use this for that purpose. Here, for example, I want any sort of filtering you want. For example, if I want here to filter all those greater than 300. Okay, so I will use here filter small bracket. This is the array, comma, include this one, and now the function, the formula. So that is greater than or equal to 300, close the bracket. So here you have only those 2% filtered whose number is greater than 300. So you can arrange it also like this. Instead of typing 300, you can just range that. Now if you change it to 100, so you will see above 100 are 4. Now if you change it to 200, so about 200 are 3. So in this way you can use this filter function, which is very simple. Filter, range the table, then what you want in to include, you want to include these points, and what is your criteria? This is my criteria. If you don't use the criteria, so it will give you the same table again. Okay, so you need to give a criteria for the filter. So for this we can use this filter. Now sort, for example, you have this table and you want to sort it. The simple sort is, for example, here you see A, B, D, C, E, F. So if you want to sort it in the simple way, so sort small bracket, just select your table and close the bracket. That's it. It's sorted now. A, B, C, D. Now if you want to sort it on the next column, not the first, if you want to sort it by the points, not the overall one. So sort, select your array. Now for the sort index, what is the index? This is column 1, this is column 2. You want it on the column 2, so type 2. Then after that, sort order ascending or descending. 1 for ascending, -1 for descending, -1. And close the bracket. So here now you see the top one is on the top, and here you. If you simple want it to be sorted on the first column, then you do not need to add all these details. You just sort and range your table, and that's it. It's in the sorting order. If you want it on another column, not on the first column, then you will have to use these sort index after comma. Index is the second column, 2, then the sort order descending or ascending, and after that if you want to use it by row or by column, so you can do that. Otherwise it's by default by rows. So there it is. So the top one is on the top. So you can sort your data also in this way. Now what is this if function? If is used, for example, if you want a condition. For example, here we have this percent achievement. The simple way for if is, if, for example, if I want here a performance criteria, and I say that if someone percentage is above 80, so that should be excellent. If someone percentage is above 40 or 30, and all these criteria I can apply. For example, if I say here that if this is greater than or equal to 80%, if this is biological test, so value if true, what should be the value if true? If you are typing a text, so that should be in the quotation marks. What should be the text? Brilliant. Okay. Value if false, so I can say here, uh, just let's use NA. Close the bracket. Now this is NA. Why? Because his achievement is not above 80%. If I drag it below, so these are brilliant now. Why? Because their percentage is above. Now you can add different other criterias also. For example, if you say if someone percentage is above 80, that should be brilliant. Value if false, good. That should be good, just good. So type good and close the bracket. So here you see now all those with lesser than 80, those are good and other are brilliant. Now you can use different criteria also. But here you will not have to give this value of false. After the comma, you will again use the if function, small bracket, again select this. Now here you said that if this is above or equal to 80, brilliant. Now I say if it's above or equal to 60, so it should be after comma, good. Then quotation marks, then comma. Now if again as many as criteria and test you want, so you can just carry on with this. If range criteria, what should be the result, then comma, then again if, and go on. Now this is above 60 I mentioned. Now if I here say that if this one is lesser than 60%, so it should be considered as poor performance or fair or something like that. You can use and close the brackets and enter. So now you will see there are fair criteria, brilliant, fair, good. All these criteria have been applied according to your condition. This is the simple way to use if. If there are three criteria, for example, if you say that if someone achievement is 60% and his attendance is also above according to a specific criteria, then you have to use if and end. And that, for example, if, and here I will use end, if and end. Logic 1, if this is greater than or equal to 80%. Now logic 2, in this one, this is now logic 2, and this one is also greater than or equal to 80%. So close the bracket now. Now what should be the value if true? It should be brilliant. Now you need some other criteria also, because it's not only this criteria, you have other criteria also. Now after comma, again the same function, if and logic 1, this is greater than or equal to 60%. Logic 2, and this one is greater than or equal to 60%. The same you can use, or whatever you decide about that. So close the bracket, comma, value if true, it should be good. Now you can just close the brackets, or if you want to give some other criteria, you can do. Now let's see, drag it. Now here you see this one here was brilliant, but now according to these two criteria, he is only good. Why? Because here the percentage was equal to or above 80%, but here I have used two criteria. If this one is above 80 are equal to 80 and this one also. After that you should assign the criteria brilliant, otherwise good. So that's why it's good. Now there are these false also, because we haven't used multiple criteria to cover these ranges also, because we have used only 80% and 60%. Now if here I can just use the value if false, if not according to these two criteria, so that should be simple fair, close the bracket. Now when you, so here you will see fair. So you can use this if and end and if alone also, just to obtain the criteria for different purposes. So this was the if statement. Concatenate and end is simple. If you want here a sentence for a person, if you want that here it should type that Han percentage is 60% and he is good. You want to type it automatically. So is equal to. If you want it with concatenate, so use concatenate, small bracket, this, range it. Han, now after that what you want? You want that Han percentage. Now for percentage, so you have to use range this one. Then after comma, this one. Han percent achievement is this. Performance with overall score is this, comma, this. Just use commas and it will concatenate. You see, Khan person achievement 06, performance with overall score good. Now there you need spaces, there you need some other text. So for that, when you need space, so here you will have to use simple after comma, the quotes with space and then comma. See now, Khan and person there is. Now you want that Hans. So here it should add that apostrophe S also. So use apostrophe and S. Now you see Hans percent achievement. After achievement, you want the is word. Hans percent achievement. Here you want the is word. Use inverted commas, space, then is, then close the inverted commas, then comma. Now you see Hans percent achievement is. After is there should be a space, so use this space. Is 0.6. Why? It's not considering it a percentage. So for that, here this one is the percentage. So you want to convert it into percentage. So here use a small bracket, multiply it with 100, close it, and after that in the inverted comma, then quotation marks, and then use the percent sign and then quotes. Now here you see, we zoom it. Hans percent achievement is 60%. The percent sign is there. After that you need a space again. So just give a space here. Percent performance is 60% performance. Now here if you change this heading, so it will cover all those things. Performance with overall score, 60% performance. Just use it like this. And after performance, you want that here I should use that Hans percent achievement is 60% and his performance. So here you want and his performance. So use quotes, space, his, and his, close, space, close, comma. And 60% performance and sorry, and is good. Is good. So here you see and is good. Hans percent achievement is 60% performance and is good. Now if you want to remove this performance text because it doesn't reflect that thing, so you can just remove. Hans percent achievement is 60% and is good. So you have concatenated these different things. Now if you drag it below, so all those will be changed. Now you can use here the end function also instead of this. For the end function, simply range Khan, then after Khan, use end. Now if you need comma, spaces, or other text other than the ranges, so use inverted commas, give a space, and then again end. Now Khan percent achievement you want to be added, then end, then inverted commas is, this is the default text that you want to add here, and here now you need their formula again because it's a 60%, so you should use a formula, arrange it, multiply it by 100, close the bracket. Now use the end function again, commas, inverted quotation marks, use the percent sign, quotation marks, close the bracket. Khan's percent achievement is 60%. Sentence is developed, drag it. Babar, sorry, here we need this to be locked. This achievement column should be locked because when you drag it, so it should remain the same for everyone. So here now you see early achievement is 90%. So you can use this concatenate, and I have done a detailed tutorial on this also. You can watch that, and the link is given in the description. If you visit my channel, if you want to learn Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Access, MS Word and Mail Merge, then other tricks of the Microsoft Excel and other softwares, these other playlists of learning online data collection, KOBO, MS Form, Google Form for collecting online data, data analytics, project management series is there is a playlist for MS Excel, beginners also, Windows, and all these playlists, single playlists are also available. So you can benefit from all these sessions which are free of cost, and you just open it and watch them and learn and improve your productivity. There are these beautifully designed PowerPoint presentations, how to make these PowerPoint presentation, and every video has a detailed step-by-step tutorial. So visit my channel, subscribe, like and share and comment, learn and improve your productivity. Thank you.